All right, video's rolling. Hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even if he voted no, it would have passed.
Get down in there.
That would have made it 19-19, and Kelly would have broke the tie.
Yep. All right, here we go, gang. Do-do-do-do-do. Stand by. Stand by.
Standing.
Talk shit.
Recorded live.
Live.
Thanks for listening to GC Community Chat. This is Master Prosh from PKSA Karate, and now here's your host, Kerry Part.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of GC Community Chat. I'm your host, Kerry, and joining me tonight is Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc, Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Mike Jones. This show is dedicated to residents and businesses of Garden City, as well as the surrounding communities. Remember, we're working hard to promote our community and yours. Well, hello, Garden City and the surrounding communities. Hello to Westland, Dearborn Heights, Inkster, Livonia, and Redford. Hello. Thanks for tuning in tonight. You are listening to GC Community Chat, episode 267. Getting closer and closer to that 300th show for November 5th, 2015. This is Garden City's only live podcast where we share news you can use and promote our community and yours. I'm your host, Kerry, and joining me tonight, Wayne County Commissioner, although only for a couple more months, and we'll explain in a little while, Richard LeBlanc. How you doing, Richard?
Greetings, everyone. Glad to be here tonight.
Welcome back. And our favorite weather guy, Doppler Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Doing great. This
Yay,
weather.
Tom. Yay, Tom.
Yay, Tom, man. Cheerleaders all the way. This weather's awesome.
Rain ends by Friday.
And former Garden City councilman and longtime resident, Mr. Mike Jones, is in the studio. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, Kerry.
Good, good. And State Senator David Knisik is supposed to join us, so hopefully he'll show up. If not, we will hopefully
send a search crew out.
Yeah, we'll send out the Michigan State Police or something. We'll see. I don't know. Well, gentlemen, it's been a busy week.
Yes,
we have a lot to discuss tonight. In just a few minutes, we'll be discussing the road funding bill, hopefully, with Senator Knisik. If not, we'll discuss it amongst ourselves. How's that? And
Okay.
Also, we're going to talk about the local elections. All said and done, those are done, and a couple of upsets. We'll comment on that. And also a surprising Halloween trunk or treat event last Thursday. That was just unbelievable, and we're going to explain that. And Mike's going to be here with some community announcements, so stand by for that. So why not grab your favorite beverage and join us for the next 60 minutes or so. But before we go any further, let's get Dr. Tom in here and see just how long this beautiful weather is going to last. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Tom, I got to tell you, it has been beautiful. Very
I'm telling
unusual.
you, I don't think we're in the right month. It is just crazy.
I know it.
This is not November weather, and it's just as we turn the calendar, it just changed because as we were dealing with the end of the month in October, we had a very cool kind of rainy pattern just before the trunk or treat. Luckily,
Right.
the trunk or treat was actually dry and a little bit on the cool side, just like I thought.
Yeah.
We wanted to get the record straight.
But thanks for
But,
holding the rain
it was
off.
good weather for that, and obviously it was a very successful event. But yeah, as I said, as we changed the calendar, the pattern changed as well. We have been in such a warm. I'm using the word warm pattern because the temperatures this week have been record breaking.
Yeah.
The average for this time of year is 55 degrees.
Wow.
And we have been nowhere near that. We have been near 80 degrees the last few days, and that has been breaking records. We have been breaking records the last 2 days, which is unprecedented. We don't. As we get later and later in the year, you definitely appreciate this warmth because obviously it is not going to stick around, and all good things must come to an end, and it's coming to an end tonight. As we look at the overall weather pattern. A front is going to start moving in from the west. It's all across Iowa right now. And it's going to continue to move eastward across the Great Lakes, into the Great Lakes overnight. So as we get into the overnight hours, it's going to get a little bit more on the rainier side as these clusters of rain start to migrate through the Great Lakes. And those temperatures are also going to stay mild tonight ahead of this front, but they are going to drop tomorrow. As we get into tomorrow, the majority of the rain is going to be in the morning hours, well before you're probably up and moving. But some people might be moving. The rain should probably be done by at least 7 a.m. And then the clouds are going to start clearing out behind this front. And the winds are actually going to be increasing as well as these winds of change come through. It's going to be a very windy day tomorrow, so if you have any hats, I wouldn't recommend wearing them because it's going to be pretty windy out there. And the sun will actually be coming out as well, so there's going to be a lot of changes tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be in the 60s as that rain ends, and we're going to be dropping into the 40s as we get into the evening hours. And as we're getting quicker and quicker with daylight savings time ending, that sun is going to be setting quicker and quicker, and we're going to be getting into those chilly temperatures as we get into Friday night. And we'll probably be bottoming out into the low 40s for overnight lows as we get into Friday night.
Fourth quarter.
But there is some good news. I mean, we're not going to be dealing with this crazy, windy, rainy weather for much longer. It's going to be a fast-moving system as we get into the weekend. It's going to be a great weekend. It's going to be sunny, but it's just not going to be as warm as it has been. It's actually just going to be average. We're probably going to be dealing with temperatures in the low 50s. And, I mean, we can't really complain here when we're dealing with such nice weather. And as we get into next week, that pattern isn't really going to be changing much. We'll probably be dealing with those temperatures again in the 50s and probably some 60s as we get later in the week. But nothing that we have been dealing with the last few days, and no big storm systems or any severe weather to deal with. But I tell you, once we get this weather for the last few days, we just want it to stick around.
Yeah, we're spoiled.
Yeah, we're very spoiled, and we just know what this pattern can do. They change very quickly. But the good news is I don't see any dramatic changes in the pattern as we get throughout the rest of the month. It's pretty much going to stay like the pattern it is. There's going to be a trough in the west and somewhat of a ridge across the eastern United States. And basically what that means is the western United States, like it has been dealing with recently, which is some great news, is they're dealing with cooler temperatures, a lot of snow across the Sierra Nevadas, which is great for the ski resorts because obviously they have not seen any significant snows over the last few years because it's been dry. And there's actually going to be some rain that's continuing to inundate the valley, so that's some great news as well. And for us, it's going to stay on the milder side. I know that it's not going to be mild as we get into next week, but if you think about it, it's still a little bit above average. So it's going to stay pretty much mild for the rest of the month, in my opinion. So we really don't have to worry about any snow for Thanksgiving, in my opinion. And we might not even be dealing with snow as we get into Christmas as well. I mean, these patterns, once they really start to anchor out, they don't really want to change very much into a cold or a warm pattern. So we might be dealing with a wet Christmas, we don't know yet, or a dry Christmas. But in my opinion, it's very unlikely that we're going to see a white Christmas. But we'll get into that as we get into next month. But it's going to be this pattern, pretty mild, pretty nice, and not warm as we have been dealing with. But other than that, that's pretty much the weather patterns that's been going out across the country. As we get into the center of the country where these air masses interact, we are dealing with severe weather across the plains, across Texas, and all the way up into Oklahoma and Arkansas. And there is some rough weather out there right now, and there's been some tornadoes, and there's been some damaging winds. But luckily, that's going to weaken as it gets into, as it moves eastward, and we're not going to be dealing with any of that. But that's pretty much the weather. There really isn't too much to talk about. But if you want to keep tuned to my local weather information, just go to my website, SouthlandTownsWeather.com.
All right. At least we're going to have some good weather for Saturday. We have another big outside event. That's the Make a Senior Smile Day. So we'll put up with a little cooler weather.
Oh, yeah,
as long as it's
definitely.
not
And
raining.
there could be even a little bit of wind on Saturday, so maybe Mother Nature will help move those leaves a little bit faster.
Yeah, exactly. I like it.
Yep.
All right, super. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, I just wanted to make sure that I mention this. Frank Block would like to give a shout-out tonight to his new Facebook friend, Margaret O'Brien, State Senator Margaret O'Brien. She sponsored a bill for PTSD, and he just wanted to thank her for that. So we'll pass that along. I got a text from Senator Knisik, and he is stuck in Lansing, I guess, at a DPS meeting. So hopefully he said he would try and make next week when we have a real special guest, and I'll get into that later. So, look, would you like to be part of the conversation here tonight? Well, all you have to do is call 1-724-444-7444 and enter call ID 82757, followed by the pound sign. Or you can join us in our chat room by going to TalkShoe.com and search for call ID 82757. It takes you right to our main show page where you'll click on the large join in button. A window's going to open, sign in as a guest, and that's all there is to it.
It's a lot of work.
It is. No, it isn't. Once you're in the chat room, you can type your questions and comments at the bottom of the page, and you'll find our phone number and show ID there as well. You can also text your questions to us at 734-788-9319. And if you can't join us live here tonight, we have that covered too. All our shows are recorded, so you can catch us later at your convenience, which several of our listeners do, on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GC Community Chat, where we'll be posting the audio from tonight's show when it's made available about 30 minutes or so after we sign off tonight. Or once again, go to our main show page at TalkShoe.com, call ID 82757, and you'll find all 267 shows there. And those of you with an iTunes account, you can find us there. Just search for GC Community Chat. And if that wasn't enough, Mike.
Yes, sir.
It's enough.
We are also doing a live unedited video of tonight's show, so you can put a face with the voice, and that will be available tomorrow on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Community Chat Show. Please look for that, and while you're there, why not subscribe to our channel? That way you'll be notified when we post future shows. Okay, we want to remind all residents that the next regular city council meeting will be on November 9th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middlebelt Road. They urge all residents to attend. We believe the new council will be sworn in that night, hopefully, if it's certified by the county, and Richard seems to think it will be.
I do believe it will be.
Okay.
Maybe as soon as tomorrow.
Oh, awesome. That will work. So we'll see you guys there. Okay, Senator Knisik's not here, but let's talk about this road funding package. Richard, what do you know about it? What don't you like about it? It did pass.
Well, first, I'll say that I don't know everything about it.
Yeah.
I've been busy the last few days when they were working on this, but messages I've received from the handful of senators and representatives that I know, all of them but one, actually, that voted against it. They've indicated that it represents a 20%, if I'm not mistaken, a 20% increase in registration fees.
Yep.
And a 7-point-something cent increase in fuel tax.
Yep.
And, you know, my initial impression is the same. If that's accurate, my initial impression is the same as it was when we last talked about this, that I believe that to a degree, the electorate and the general population would be more accepting of a fuel tax increase, period. You buy fuel, you're helping to contribute to the maintenance of the roads that you drive the vehicle on.
Right, makes sense.
Whether you live in the state of Michigan or not, if you're traveling in certain parts of it, you're buying fuel.
Yeah.
Therefore, everybody gets to help pay. But what they've done is voted to approve a package where a whole bunch of money is coming from registration.
Yeah.
And
Whole bunch of money.
now, I'm not trying to make any more of it than you might expect or than is appropriate. But my license plates are $230 a year for one vehicle.
Yeah.
So 20% more than that means I'm going to pay about another $42 or whatever.
Yeah, that's a big hike.
That's a lot of
a
money.
lot of money.
And
I agree.
so my preference would have been that they stuck with the fuel tax. When many of us were voting against Proposal 1 last year, or earlier this year rather, the sentiment was, if you had asked us to raise the fuel tax only, or to raise a different tax, but all of it would have gone to the roads only, maybe we would have been more receptive. And I include myself within that category. I'm not at all excited about this, and my understanding is that there was one member of the Democratic caucus on the Senate side that voted for this, and aside from that person, that it was entirely partisan, meaning that only members of the Republican caucus voted for it, but admittedly not all of them.
And some Republicans voted against.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, but a person that I know, his name is Representative Ray Franz. He lives in Traverse City. He actually voted yes.
Okay.
And then on yesterday, he said that he was sorry that he voted against his principles and against what he told his constituents, that he wouldn't do that.
Ooh.
He said that publicly.
Oh.
I'm not sure what to make of that.
Yeah, me neither.
But it was not bipartisan, and I'm not critical of that. I believe that if you're in charge, your caucus has the votes, you do the things that need to be done, and they did it.
Yeah.
So as far as that goes, no qualm. But
So
I don't like the end result. I really don't.
do we know if there's anything hanging off of this, like, you know, the proposal one? I mean, is anything,
little bit
is this
for public
dedicated
transportation.
strictly for roads?
Yeah,
and nothing
I-
else, do we know?
As the former councilman says, I think that everything has nexus to roads. In other words, public transit got a piece of it.
Okay.
Construction effort got a piece of it. I don't believe that some of the things that some folks wanted to be addressed were a part of it, though, like truck weights, for example. Right.
Yeah, yeah. Now
that was not a part of it.
see, I don't get that.
We have the highest
I do not
legal
get that.
limit in the entire country. Right. And we have a climate that is not necessarily conducive to having the highest legal weight limit.
So that's your lobbyist at work, obviously. What,
So,
Mike?
Yeah, I got a couple points when you get a chance.
Yeah, go ahead.
Two things I really don't like about it. One is the fact that they're phasing in the money over a long period of time.
Yes.
And so we're not going to see
Yeah,
a
so
big
like
initial impact.
2017 or something I heard?
It's some of it like 2020 or something, 21.
Oh, my gosh.
The second thing I don't like about it
Yeah.
is the fact that they have a nebulous, we're going to take some from the general fund, but we're not going to tell you where.
Yeah, and the cost of this stuff
And-
keeps going up.
You know,
see, there you go. So,
you know,
if the
now-
gas tax would have been increased more,
Yeah.
Yes.
they could have avoided taking money from future legislators, folks that are not even elected yet. They're going to have to make the decision to cut
That's right.
somewhere to fund this.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't like
Yeah, I
either
don't
one
like
of those
that.
things.
No.
But we're not there, are we?
No, we're not. Just our pocketbook is. Okay. Any other comments on that?
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing the senator's take on it.
Yeah, me too.
When he comes
Both the
back.
senator and our representative, Julie Pelucki, voted no on all of those things. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We wanted to make that.
they must have had good reasons.
Yeah, and
We think we know what some of those reasons are.
Yeah, well, again, I think the biggest thing is that this is not a plan that necessarily takes into account individual ability to pay. You can choose whether or not to drive far and to buy more fuel and to pay that.
Yeah.
You can't choose to have an unlicensed vehicle and operate it on a road.
you can't.
And so you're getting hit pretty hard with that.
Yeah, 20% is
Registration.
real hefty, I think.
Yeah.
Real hefty. Yeah, we're going to, and that goes into effect when? The 20%?
17.
17, I think that goes into effect, I heard, yeah.
I think that's when the fuel tax gets
could
increased.
be.
I'm not sure about
Vice
registration.
versa, yeah.
Might
one
be
of them.
next year.
Okay.
So the way these things work is if they have what's called immediate effect, the governor signs them and then they become law.
Oh,
but
yeah.
there's probably phrases in the law that dictate when certain things are going to happen.
Right.
So
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. All right. Don't know what else is new in Lansing, really, because he isn't here. But when he gets here, we'll talk about that.
I'm
right,
glad the legislature finally did something, which is their
Yeah.
their responsibility.
Didn't I say
I don't
they
like what
would?
they did.
Yeah, they barely.
didn't I say they would?
Yeah, you did. You said to be done by the end of this
Done
year.
by the end of the year.
Yeah,
Like it or not, be done by the end of the year.
yeah.
And hey.
They scrambled to do it for sure.
Yep, they did what they had to do. If you can't get it to be bipartisan, you just ram it down the throat.
Right, exactly. Jam it right down there.
Actually, so what I'm looking at here, full funding, the
Okay.
full effect
All right.
of what the legislature voted to approve will not occur until 2021.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Think the
So
roads
the
are gonna be
cost
better
of-
by that time?
And you think it's going to be any cheaper material and all that? It just keeps going up every year the longer you wait.
it's better than not having anything.
Jesus.
So I'll try to be optimistic.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about Tuesday's election. Congratulations, Richard LeBlanc.
Why,
You
yeah.
got 78% of the vote in Westland, and you will be the new city clerk.
Yes.
And that goes into effect, what, January 1st?
January 1st.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'll be unemployed for a minute.
For a minute.
I'll be stepping
Minute.
down from the Wayne County Commission so that an appointment can be made.
Okay.
But I'll be stepping down at 11:59 a.m. and then at noon I will officially become clerk.
Would you?
Probably can't apply for unemployment, can you?
I have Senator Knizek looking into it. No,
Oh,
I'll
my
be
God.
fine. I think I can make it for the whole minute.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be really, literally a minute.
No, actually, one of the interesting things about Michigan's unemployment is that if you serve in an elective capacity and you become unemployed, you are not eligible for unemployment.
Oh, okay.
They don't make it easy for us that don't serve either.
I understand, but
Yeah,
it's very
yeah.
definitive for elected officials. You
Okay.
will not receive unemployment.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I could see, where that could be a hot point. So January 1st you get sworn in?
It's a sim.
Because Garden Cities is the 9th.
Yeah,
at their
I'll
next
I'll
council-
probably get sworn in the next couple of weeks
Okay.
because everything happens ahead of time. Then there will be a procedural or a ceremonial type swearing in that will occur on January 4th, Monday. Mm-hmm. But to be sure, I'll be officially able to take the seat at 12 noon on the 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll be working 5 days a week? What, 9 to 5?
I'll be working the prescribed hours
Okay.
are 9 to 5.
All right.
The city clerk and I, we've known each other forever.
Yeah.
We talked today for quite some time, twice actually. And she
be
told
a-
me to get ready because regular times, not during times of election, but just regular times,
Yeah.
she would tell you that she's there about 9.5 hours a day.
Okay.
So, 8:30 to
Which isn't-
5:30, 6 o'clock.
Isn't terribly bad
No.
because, I mean, you're used to
election,
those hours sometimes, even
30
longer.
days preceding an election,
Election.
you can figure you're 12, 14 hours. On election day itself, it's a 20-hour day.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Allison is
Yeah.
just,
But hey, I wanted it.
you want it.
I am privileged that the electorate said, here you go.
Yeah.
So
Cheryl's
we'll talk
got to
in 4
get used
years
to
with
you
the
being
reelec-
home.
Yeah. I'll be coming home for lunch.
You'll be coming home for lunch,
Only
yeah.
2.25 miles as the crow flies.
Right around the corner there. Yeah.
So
awesome.
I'll call first, though.
Let her know, yeah.
In that beautiful new building.
Right, yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm just, I
Great
posted
working
on Facebook
conditions.
a little while ago. It's really hard to put into words, but some of us know what this feels like. You're anticipating, and the election results come in, and it's just a feeling that's very hard to describe.
Yeah.
And I went out there and I asked 84,000 people, let me have a shot at this,
Yeah.
and
And they
So-
spoke. 78%, man. That's pretty hefty.
yeah.
How was the turnout in Westland?
The turnout, if I'm not mistaken, was about 13%, so it was low.
Yeah. It's low in Garden City, too.
Yeah, another 4%.
But
3.99.
It's a symbolic thing, representative really of communities across the country. Unless you're trying to get into somebody's pocket,
Yeah, yeah.
or unless it is a federal election, state to a lesser degree, but for some reason, I think it's really like opposite. Voter turnout is incredibly low. I am more interested, and I remember even saying this in the 1990s. I was a councilman, and people would say, oh, you do a good job. Why don't you go run for state rep? And I remember saying, I would never want to serve at the state. Everything good happens locally.
Yeah.
This is where it's all at.
Yeah.
And as Tip O'Neill, former Speaker of the House, wrote in his book, All politics is local,
Yeah,
and this is where it starts.
it's true.
And I love local government. I really do. I really enjoyed my time at the state, but I love local government. And very pleased that the voters are allowing me to serve again locally, and looking forward to it.
So you had a couple surprises in Westland, no? Or not really? Dewey Reeves didn't get in.
Right. There were 5 of us that I've had a really good relationship with the elected folks in town, and we have done things together. The most recent example is Cherry Hill.
Oh, yeah.
Working with Garden City, its city manager and mayor and city council, working with Westland, its mayor and city council, working with the executive and his team. This stuff happens because of good working relationships in part. There's
Merriman
obviously
Road,
other
too.
things.
Don't forget Merriman.
Yeah. There's obviously other things.
Yeah.
But if you folks are not working together,
Oh.
you are not getting stuff considered.
Forget it.
People don't need the headache, and there's a number of others that would, gladly jump in line. So
Yep.
when it came time to...
We were very fortunate to get Cherry Hill. We really were.
I agree. And when time came to decide whether or not people were running, the 4 incumbents in Westland decided they would run. And I had actually told them quite some time ago that if that's what you decide to do, I hope that you'll ask for support. So we ran together for the most part. I mean, the council did their thing and I did my thing, but
Yeah.
we put out some stuff together, 5 people.
Endorsed each other, basically.
And one of the challengers beat one of the incumbents, a young man named Peter Herzberg, will be a council member. He received a 2-year term.
Okay.
He beat incumbent Dewey Reeves by 107 votes.
Yeah, that's
in
close.
what a lot of people would describe as a very spirited and then some campaign season.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I will tell you this, that Mayor Wild and I talk often. I don't know about daily, but pretty often. And we shared some observations here a few weeks ago. And the mayor said to me, if there were to ever be a year where incumbents should rule, where incumbents should carry the day, where challengers really don't have anything to be critical of, it's 2015 in the city of Westland. Look at all of the things that have happened.
Yeah.
Look at where we are as compared to other communities. Look at the envy that some folks have over stuff that's occurred. And it's happened because the council and the mayor had a good working relationship.
Yeah.
And they made some very difficult decisions. Some of those decisions were used against them in the campaign.
Yeah, and you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
I think it was the same way in Garden City for
Pretty
the most
much.
part.
Yeah, pretty much. Now, this Hirschberg, he's not a seasoned politician, right? He's new? Or has he been in politics before? Do you know?
No, he is 24 years old.
Okay.
He is a student at Wayne State University, I'm told. And his cousin is a member of the Westland City Council, Kevin Coleman. Kevin advocated, as he should, for his
Yeah.
cousin.
Sure.
And Peter and Kevin both ran 2 years ago. Kevin won, Peter lost. This year, Kevin won, and as it turned out, they will both be on the ballot in 2 years because Kevin got a 4-year term. But
Okay, so yeah, just going to work out, yeah.
So
It's going to be interesting.
there's a
then.
lot of folks already saying, well, they'll be running as a team,
Yeah.
and we'll see what happens with the other members of City Council that'll be running at that same time. And, my hope is that Peter is willing to be objective, listen to what some other folks have to offer.
Listen and
that
learn,
the City
too.
Council and the mayor treat Peter with the respect that his election deserves, as a member of the City Council. I think it might be tense in the first week or two,
Yeah. Yeah.
because, hey, it's an election. They're tough.
Absolutely. People want results, too. And results, speak louder than words, really.
And I as you know, because you and some other Garden City residents were at my victory party, which was very cool.
Yep. Very
I
nice.
thought
We enjoyed
That
that.
was really cool.
Yeah. We closed the place.
We closed the place down. I then went to where their party was, and they were already all gone.
Yeah, at the bowling alley. Oh, were they?
Yeah, everybody was gone.
So we were the late birds.
we were the late birds.
All the youngsters, party poopers.
Yeah, and it is what it is.
It is. So, okay, well, we'll see how that plays out with, because we have a new guy too, so we'll get into that too.
And he's indicated that he knows he doesn't know a lot about the job, and he's interested in learning and he's going to listen to people. So that's all you can ask.
Half the battle right there. All right, so let's get into Garden Cities here. We had a couple of surprises here. Not too much of a surprise. Randy Walker, the incumbent, won 1,915 to 1,103 over Dave Fetter. So
Looks like Federer may have gotten the bulk of the Buddy Wallace votes from the primary.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, 63% of the vote Randy got to 36, and actually there was 16 write-in votes. That's interesting. City Council. Now that got a little interesting. Pat Squires is going to be the new mayor pro tem. She got more votes than anyone, 2,034, and next was Jim Kerwin. They both will get 4-year terms, with Pat Squires being the mayor pro tem. Pat McCarge was third at 1870, and then Mark Jacobs, the newcomer, 1749. Not on there is Margot Arnowski, and that's a huge, huge upset. A lot of people really thought that she was going to be in there easily.
I did.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was some disappointment there.
So did Slash. He was shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people were shocked. I was actually in the mayor's office. We were watching the returns coming in, and I mean, there it was. Everybody just went, "Oh, you're kidding!" Their mouth fell open. So, but hey, we got a good council. Like you said, they work together. We get a lot done, hopefully. Mark Jacobs, we had him on the show here. He's not a polished politician. He's down to earth guy. Works at Ford's. He's a skilled tradesman. Wants to get his feet wet now. He's quite involved with the Garden City Youth or hockey, over 30 or something hockey. Mm-hmm. So we'll see how he works out. I think he'll do fine.
What I observed as a non-resident was that Mark's campaign was centered around, I want to become more involved, I want to help,
yeah.
I'm ready to learn, this and that and the other.
Mm-hmm.
I did not hear criticism over those that were in charge of the city and also running, which is admirable.
Very, very.
And
he did the same thing here, too. I mean, he didn't criticize anyone, really. He really didn't.
That's like pretty rare.
Yeah.
Within government and politics.
And he says he's got some new ideas, and he hopes they'll listen. And I hope they do too. I hope they welcome him, and somebody takes them under their wing, and tutor him a little bit. And he's got a lot to learn. There's no doubt. It's a lot of pressure too. So yeah, we wish him luck. The other surprise was Schoolcraft College. The millage failed in Garden City, 1720 to 1283.
Yeah, bad in Garden City. Much closer overall in the district, but lost badly in Garden City.
57% to 42%. Yeah, that's pretty big.
In fact, I think Garden City pretty well had the margin of that it lost by.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, hey, congratulations to Mayor Walker and Mark Jacobs, Jim Kerwin, Pat McCarge, Pat Squires, and also the library board. Mm-hmm. There was 3, and they all got in. Paul Werhan, of course, we know him.
I was a little surprised that Paul didn't finish higher. He got the 2-year term.
Yeah, I see that. He's got 1684. The high one was Millie. She got 1986, and then Andrew McKetchin, 1805. So congratulations to all of them. And we wish them luck. Right, Mike?
Yep.
Any comments on that?
No, you've pretty well covered it. I was, like you, a lot of other people, I was extremely surprised that Margot didn't show better. I guess I wouldn't have been that surprised if she hadn't done first place like I thought she would.
Mm-hmm.
But 5th was just a shock.
And
I couldn't believe it.
I mean, and I really don't buy this so much, but a lot of people are saying, it's her last name. She changed her name. She should have kept her, what was her other name? Sisersky. She should have probably went Margot Sisersky, Arnowski, I don't know.
People had a year and a half to get used to that. I don't buy that.
I really don't either. I think, everybody knows Margot. We only got one Margot that I know
buy
of in
it.
Garden City. You do buy it?
Yep.
I don't know. A true politician maybe would. Really. That's what I'm hearing. I guess when you run like that, you're supposed to.
You go with familiarity. A lot of people, when they go, they check mark names they recognize.
Yeah.
And I'm not critical.
I mean, Margot is
It's just
recognizable. I mean, I don't know. It's just mind-boggling. I just can't figure it out.
If you were watching city council meetings,
Yeah.
I think you got to be surprised.
I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people watch city council.
Apparently not.
Percentage-wise.
No, I don't think so either.
That they used to, but it's a different day today.
It is. It really is.
And so, no, I don't believe that
Even
that it's that. I think it's that. Oh, Sisirski. She used to work for the city, and then she
Yeah.
got on the council, and
But you're right. People do not watch the council meeting. You're absolutely right. Even on their YouTube channel, you go on their YouTube channel and they're only seeing 20, 30, 35 views. I mean, that's pretty sad. So, and it's the same people voting year in, year out. So I don't know. People got to get involved, man. Got to get more involved. Oh, also, congratulations to our friend Lisa Hicks Clayton. She won really big in Dearborn Heights. Over 4,000 votes. She was the top vote getter in all of the council. So,
they
congratulations.
love Lisa.
Yeah, she does a lot, I'm
They
telling you.
also had a longtime incumbent lose. They had a piggy in.
Yes.
He lost.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little surprise there, too. Hey, how about Todd Cursor and Cindy Gamrat? They soundly were defeated.
I'm going to continue with what I've done. I've not talked about them at all, so I'm not today.
Okay, I will. But they were soundly defeated. Soundly.
I'm assuming the Republican nominees are going to be just as conservative as they were.
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah, I'd have to agree. Unbelievable. All right, any other surprises or results you guys care to comment on in your districts or anything?
Yeah. The city of Inkster
Oh, okay.
will have a new mayor.
They cleaned house, didn't they?
and 4 new council members.
Wow. Oh, man, let's hope they can pull it together, right?
So 2 incumbents are still there.
Okay.
One
What's
who
your
was
feeling?
One who was unopposed and the other who had an election but still won. My feeling is that the electorate is more engaged in Inkster today than they have been in the past. The mayor election was a complete slaughter.
Yeah.
Nearly 90% for one person.
Now, what do you know about this person? Who is it?
Byron Nolan. He's an attorney.
Okay.
Great
Sharp.
guy.
Must be sharp.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He will do a good job being the part-time mayor.
Yeah.
It's like Garden City.
Right. One vote.
And, he will do a good job.
They really need to work together
Oh, man.
and work with other people.
Yeah.
Now, how's the city manager? He's still shaky ground, still
The
there?
manager's gone.
Is he gone? Oh, my gosh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So they have no city manager now?
They have the treasurer serving as the city manager again.
Wow. So that's probably going to be first on the agenda for the new council is try and get
He's been out for a couple months.
Yeah?
So, yeah, they have some things to work on, but
Yeah.
I guess the other takeaway from Inkster is that there were 3 tax measures on the ballot.
Oh, yeah, what happened?
One of them was whether or not to continue the non-homestead 18 mil, even though they don't have a school district,
Yeah.
to pay Inkster Public School debt. Overwhelmingly approved,
Wow.
which is good.
Yeah.
Wow, that is.
Secondly, they had a millage request for recreation,
Uh-huh.
overwhelmingly approved. Third, they had a millage request for senior citizen funding, overwhelmingly approved.
Wow. Awesome. Plus they were slapped with all them.
Yeah, they're paying some
They're
hefty
paying
taxes.
hefty taxes.
Well,
Yeah, but they think
if they hadn't passed that millage, everybody would have been
Yeah.
likely have been
yeah, that was just common
docked
sense.
for it, and in this way, at least.
Yeah, that was a no-brainer, really.
What I read from all of it, if you take it all into consideration, those who voted want to make dramatic changes
Yeah.
and many would argue improvements in their community by doing what they did on Election Day with millages and canvases.
Yep. They cleaned house. They spoke. I mean, as one, and that's good. That's good. Well, let's hope for the best for Inkster, for sure.
Yep.
They had some tough times. Anything else, Mike? Any comments?
No.
All right. I just want to mention that if you'd like to be a guest on this show, we still have plenty of dates available. Maybe you own a business or belong to an organization and you would like to share your information with us and the surrounding communities, then just email us. Send us an email at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'll shoot you some available dates, and that's all there is to it. So contact us today. All right, mark your calendars for next week. We got a special show November 12th. We will have Mr. John Quinn here. He is the author of Someone Like Me. As our special guest. He is this year's guest speaker at the Veterans Day ceremony, and that's going to be held on November 11th at 11 a.m. at the Garden City High School, O'Leary's Auditorium. He has quite a story to tell. He was born with cerebral palsy and unable to walk until age 4. John kept his secret and his condition a secret in order to join the United States Navy. In fact, he maintained that secret during his entire 20-year military career. His book tells the details of this incredible story, and he'll be here November 12th to share those details with us. And by the way, he is from Garden City, but now lives in Arizona. That will be a special show for sure. And by the way, anyone that would like to purchase a signed copy of his book and meet John, just email me at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. And we will arrange to have you here at the studio to meet him. And while you're here, you can meet Richard LeBlanc and Mike Jones.
Thank you.
But he's a good guy, and we're really looking forward, and he's looking forward to coming here, speaking at our Veterans Day event, and then the next day come on our show. I think he's also doing an interview for Mitch Albom, too. So he's making the circuit for sure. He's also a motivational speaker, and we're looking forward to it. Okay, the Garden City Business Alliance had yet another event in conjunction with the DDA, and it was a trunk or treat event. 60 to 65 trunks participated, and 2,000 plus families with kids attended. It was spectacular, is all I can say. Mike, what do you think? You were there.
Yeah,
Let's hear.
it was very impressive. A lot of groups ran out of candy and had to go to the dollar store or Kmart's and get more.
Yep. Kroger.
So we can do a little better job of next year of letting them know just what to expect, candy-wise. After my grandkids went through, it was about 6:30, and it was going to be open until 7. Mm-hmm. And we left at that time, and the lineup trying to get in was still way out to the dollar store. Yeah. It was huge.
It was amazing. I mean, I was busy, trying to, pass out candy and back and forth we had a PA system there and talking to everybody. And Tony from Garden City Cafe, he took a lot of video of it. And this one video, it just showed nothing but a sea of heads. You wouldn't believe it. But it was really a win-win situation for the entire community. I mean, we had people from Warren came, Detroit, Inkster, Redford, Livonia, all over Canton. It was just amazing. And Kroger, like you said, Kroger, Kmart, and the dollar store really made out because people were just running back and forth and getting more candy. They just didn't want to let these kids down. So very few of them closed their trunks to the kids. And we got them all through. It was amazing. So they're already looking forward to next year. So we learned a lot.
I was in Detroit in the office late that day, and I came home on Ford Road. And as I got close, it's like, wow. I mean, I looked over, and I thought, I wonder if something else is going on in the parking lot also. I do trunk or treat once. But,
yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we had one guy from Warren and with his family, and he says that they would never do anything like this. Never, he said. And he says, I've been to a lot of trunk or treats, never been to one this size. Never.
Well, you did a lot of social media advertising, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Social media. We had an events page. And you know what's odd is the events page, people said that they were coming. There was 2,100 that said on there they were coming. We had a little over 2,000. Wow. So that was amazing. Amazing. So yeah, it was a good time. We learned a lot. Detroit Mini Donut, she was there, did real well. She made a donation to the Garden City Business Alliance. And we had the fire department was there, police department was there, Sparky, the stormtroopers were there doing pictures with R2D2. Just a lot of people, a lot of businesses, and I just want to thank everybody for participating. They did a fantastic job. Now the next event that we hope is a success is the Holiday Crafts and Business Expo, and that's going to be held right after the Santaland Parade on November 28th. And Mike's going to tell us a little bit more about that when he comes up with his announcements. But
He's taking all my thunder here.
Yeah, they still have room for more vendors. It's a great opportunity for home-based businesses as well as crafters. And like I said, Mike's going to be here shortly with more details. But I can tell you it's filling up pretty quick, so you're going to want to get those tables reserved. So hey, let's get Mike in here. We'll play his intro music. I don't think you've heard his new intro music, have you? You got to listen to this, man.
I got to make a senior smile.
We're going to get to that. Hey, it's time to get Mike in here for some community announcements. So, Mike, take it away. All right, Mike.
Thank you, Kerry.
Yeah.
We've got a number of things to talk about tonight, some of which have already been mentioned. The most immediate one coming up is this Saturday, Make a Senior Smile. Meet at Maplewood at 8 o'clock in the morning. We've got, what did you say, 55 homes, Richard? 60?
Yeah. You want to talk a little more on this?
We were at 54.
Okay.
And I am willing to say right now we don't want any more.
Yeah. I hope one of
Actually, I mean, like tonight, as I am seated here, I got another request.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, now, keep in mind, the first year, we wanted more and couldn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
The second year, I said, we'll take a little more, and we got them.
Yeah.
This year, we said, well, we'll take a handful more, and it'll be double what it was last year.
Yeah.
That's
Awesome.
fantastic.
Awesome.
I know last year you did my next door neighbor, and I hope she's on the list again because all of her leaves blow into my yard if you don't get them.
Yeah, well, I had ours done, and our neighbors need to get theirs done for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've done ours like 3 times, and it's bad again.
But yeah, that's a fun event, and yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Cheryl and I are.
Yep. Show up at 8 o'clock. There'll be a continental breakfast.
Yeah.
Volunteers will then get their designated assignments.
T-shirts, limited T-shirts, but we'll have
First 200 get a T-shirt.
Hey, there you go. Literally.
Wow.
And then
$1,000 worth of T-shirts. I never thought we'd use them.
Oh my gosh.
everyone will then return to the Maplewood Center after they've raked around noon for lunch. And I'm very grateful to the Big Ten Network. They scheduled the Michigan-Rutgers game for 3:30 so that I can participate fully in the Make a Senior Smile Day.
We're glad to have you. Glad to have you. That's good.
I see from our friend Sharon Hassett that we have no Commission on Aging meeting this Wednesday,
Right.
November 11th.
Right.
Which
No
is
meeting.
good because,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, there's a Veterans Day ceremony at Garden City High School at 11
Yeah.
o'clock a.m. on that day.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we got the downtown Santaland Parade coming up,
Yes.
November 28th, 10 a.m. Floats gather at the high school parking lot and proceed down Middle Belt from there.
I think we can safely say that that will be the last outside event in Garden City, I think.
I hope so.
Well,
Tom, I want sun and no rain or snow that day.
Right.
you and me both, because I have tickets to Michigan, Ohio State that day.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be huge.
Which will start,
And that's
will
early.
start at noon.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I will.
That's going to cut into some
I will
action.
be at the parade. And as you mentioned, after the parade, there's the Holiday Craft and Business Expo,
Yes.
which Kerry already talked about, sponsored by the Garden City Business Alliance. November 30th, outside event, Richard. November 30th, 6 o'clock, Christmas tree lighting ceremony. at the
Oh,
Commons.
yeah, right. That will be the last one.
Now, November 30th.
Yes.
What else have we got here? Oh, yeah. We got the reminder from the library that
I got it.
drop-in computer tutoring still taking place every Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yep.
So you can come by and brush up on the basics, and those of you who are computer challenged can be hopefully brought up to a modicum of ability.
Yeah, learn the basics.
And also our continued reminder that as a free service, if you've got outdated prescription medicines, don't dump them into the garbage.
Or
bring them
flush
to the
'em.
Garden City Police Department. Yeah,
Right.
Don't flush them down the drain. We don't need that stuff in our water system and in our.
End up like
ducts.
Flint's water or
Yeah.
something. Jesus.
There's a box.
Oh, my God.
Box in the Garden City Library to collect and properly dispose of potential dangerous medicines which are no longer needed.
Right.
The Garden City Goodfellows is looking for sponsors to help pay for the No Child Without a Christmas. They have 4 levels of sponsorship. Santa Claus is $200 and above. Elf is $100. Reindeer is $50. And Candy Cane is $25. For sponsorship opportunities, please call Jamie at 734-536-6626 or an email at gardencitygoodfellows@gmail.com. Deadline for sponsorships is this Sunday. They are a registered 501(c) charity, so your contribution is tax deductible. Please consult your tax advisor for specific details. We have something here from Congressman John Conyers.
Yeah, they contacted me today. They wanted me
There's
to
a-
Veteran.
promote that, yeah.
There's a Veterans Resource Fair. It's going to be Saturday, November 14th at the Westland City Hall, 36300 Warren
Oh, I gotta
in
check that
Westland.
place out.
Yeah, you got to check that place out, Richard.
Yeah, you better.
See
Get used to
if they
it.
got a desk for you. Time is going to be 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. They'll have it's for veterans. Active duty military personnel and families are invited to engage with federal and state agencies, groups, and organizations who
I should
provide
try and go to that.
military and veteran services, including but not limited to veterans benefits information and check status of existing claims, workforce and small business development, veterans education information, food and housing assistance, health resource information and health screenings, veteran employment opportunities. They had a thing on public radio today. It was kind of touching about a veteran who had traumatic stress thing and was in jail because he was homeless. And
Oh, boy.
this is not the way you treat
No.
somebody with PTSD. You know,
No.
and that's not the way we should show respect to those who've given their time and their lives for our ALO.
Speaking of veterans.
Oh, and I have one other thing.
Yeah.
How about those Lions?
Yeah, they kind of cleaned house today, didn't they?
Yeah.
Lawand and Mayhew, gone.
President and general manager are gone.
Yeah.
I figure the coach has got 8 more games, and then he's probably gone too.
Yeah. Yeah, really.
Martha
But
Ford.
90-year-old Martha Ford.
Ford,
man,
yeah,
cleaned
she's-
house.
yeah, she sweeps with a
She
clean
says-
broom.
Says, I do not know where I'm at, but I'm reading this. She was pretty sharp. She was pretty sharp,
Yeah,
I gotta admit.
yeah.
She really was. Yeah. No, she was.
I would assume she's thinking, I'm not going to be able to wait around for you guys to put this together and be successful.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can get somebody here who knows what they're doing.
But you-
Hopefully, Matt Millen will not be on their hiring list.
Oh, God. Let's hope not. But speaking of veterans, last night I had the honor of attending the pinning ceremony at Maplewood.
Yeah.
They had about 90 people there, 55 veterans, I think. Wow. And we all got a lapel pin and a certificate up there. And it was very nice, put on by the Michigan Hospice. And it was real emotional, real good time, wasn't it? Yeah, we enjoyed it. Sharon went with me.
I felt bad that I was still downtown. I asked Jay to call and leave a message. I just couldn't make it.
Yeah. And also, I want to give a shout out to the Garden City Rotary for 75 years of service, community service to Garden City.
Yeah, their celebration was last night.
Yep, they had their dinner at Roma Hall, and congrats to them. I can't think of anything else.
No, I don't have anything else either.
You got nothing else?
Nope.
All right.
Anything happening in the county that we should know about?
Yeah, anything in the county?
Almost outgoing commissioner?
Yeah.
There's a couple things brewing, but
Would
we'll have to wait for another show to talk about them in detail.
you care to comment on who your replacement might be, or you want to reserve that right?
No, we'll wait to
See how it
get
plays
closer
out?
to it. And,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I think we all got a name in mind.
Got an idea, but
I think some folks
we'll
have
let
personal preference.
we'll let Richard announce that when he wants.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Are you a business owner, citizen, or community advocate interested in serving the business community? If so, the Garden City Business Alliance is looking for you. Becoming a member is very easy. Just visit our website at GCBiz, that's BIZ48135.org, or go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/Garden City Business Alliance, where you'll find all the information you'll need to become a member. You can also call 734-788-9319. Or better yet, why not come to their next meeting, which will be Friday, November 13th, 9 a.m., at the Straight Farmhouse in the Grand Parlor. It's located at 6221 Merriman Road. Bring your ideas and business cards, because networking is what it's all about. So why not consider joining the GCBA and be a part of moving our business community forward? Okay, before we sign off tonight, if you would like to become a volunteer for any of the DDA events, please call 734-261-2830. And if you would like to help out the Goodfellows or make a donation, you can call 734-679-7838. You'll probably get a recording, but they will get back to you as soon as they can. And once again, if you would like to become a member of the GCBA or volunteer for any of their upcoming events, please call 734-788-9319. Cheryl, did you have anything you wanted to say? No? Okay. Mrs. Chat has nothing. Well, I think we're ready to call this a podcast. Podcast. I want to thank our guest for tonight. Well, I'm not going to thank him because Senator Kanisic was not here.
Well, I'm not
He was here in spirit.
Oh,
Also, thanks to my co-hosts, Richard, Tom, and Mike. Great job as always. And thanks to everyone who will be downloading the show later. And to those that will be watching us on our YouTube channel, we really appreciate your support every week. Remember, the audio from tonight's show will be made available on our Facebook page at facebook.com/community chat show shortly after we sign off tonight. And also on our main show page at talkshoe.com, call ID 82757. And look for the video of tonight's show tomorrow on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/community chat show. Okay, don't forget, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And if you see something, say something. Look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, head on over to DrTomsWeather.com. He's got a great little website over there. So on behalf of Richard, Tom, and Mike, this is Kerry. Take care, and we will see you next Thursday right here on TalkShoe.com, show ID 82757, when our guest will be Mr. John Quinn. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Hi, everybody. We'll see you. Good show. Night.